All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Daily Update, my 1000 day challenge. This is day 369, so let's get things started. There was actually close in terms of both my experimental and my main trading account setup. So my main trading account setup took some trading stop loss based on Ethereum hitting my trading stop loss. So even though now making higher highs, I'm not having the kind of profit, but that's perfectly fine because that's what trading stop loss does. It will stop you out in terms of profit wise, but that is my parcel of it. And on the experimental trade setup, I did took losses for both Ethereum and Bitcoin yesterday, and today actually took profit for Bitcoin, so it sort of balances out one of it. But otherwise, we are still down a little bit, as you can see over here. All right, otherwise, in terms of market structure update itself, on the daily chart, the S&P 500 has switched toward to neutral. So I'll say that right now, the S&P 500, we're relatively in some neutral kind of territory. We're consolidating very nicely here in somewhat like a small little ascending triangle. Something to take note of. So yes, is it overbought in terms of, say, on the weekly chart, like on money chart? Yes, but that doesn't mean that overpriced cannot be continued to go towards the upside of things. All right, and moving on in terms of Nasdaq-wise, similarly, we are still seeing a very nice consolidation chart. So wait, let me just switch back to the daily chart. So we're seeing some sort of consolidation, and it's definitely a healthy sign to consolidate near and above the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart, giving it some sort of support if it does falls through, if it does attempt to retrace any sign. And if it does fall to the 50 simple moving average, I'm very keen to add on in terms of long-term position. As you can see, the Nasdaq hit the 15,000 mark very nicely. So for ASHR, it seems to be bouncing really strongly ever since the Chinese government seems to be supporting it. So the non-tech stock seems to be bouncing much higher. On the flip side, because yesterday on the news in terms of Tencent-wise, KWEB still seems to be on the falling edge itself, but I do see that potentially we are running out selling off steam with this right to potential very kind of a strong momentum on seen previously. Okay, so that's what you can see over here in terms of the KWEB. We are losing in terms of steam for sell-off momentum on a KWEB basis. So finally, for Bitcoin itself, things like what I mentioned yesterday, it is very important to see where Bitcoin bounced at, and it seems that we have bounced off the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement very nicely. If you look in terms of the week itself, and it's also very near the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart. So this is definitely a very good and healthy sign, and we are seeing that we seem to have found, and volume seem to be following suit with just 45 minutes left to go. We are almost hitting the same volume as previously, and it's almost twice the average volume of what we are experiencing on the 4-hour chart. So this is definitely a very healthy sign, and we are forming a distinctively higher low in this if it were to happen. So what I do want is I want it to go high, and then after that, a retracement. And if this retracement is weak enough and push up and break this high that is formed, then I will look for end long entry with a buy stop over there, and then a sell stop loss right below the swing low that he has formed. So that will be my form of entry. So how long that will form? Probably take another 4 to 5 candlestick, 3 to 4 candlestick on the 4-hour chart in order for that potential pattern to form. And if that does happen, then I'll enter in terms of price action wise. Otherwise, I wouldn't be entering. So this is the setup that I mentioned. I'll wait for a pullback, a confirmation of the high and the local high to be break over before I look for entry setup, then based on purely price action. But do bear in mind that I already have my main trading asset already have a long setup, and it haven't triggered a stop loss, so I'm still in the long side of trade setup for Bitcoin. But otherwise, that's more or less I have for what you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.